Ready? Yalla. Start.
Bismillah, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Tonight is the 21st of Jamad al-Ula 1447, which coincides with the 11th of November 2025. And we are on the 23rd class of Ash-Shamaa'il Al-Muhammadiyyah, and we are on chapter 38. Babu ma ja'a fi kalami Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam fi sam. Chapter on what has been narrated concerning the conversations at night of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Hadith number 252, that Aisha radiallahu anha said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam narrated to his wives a story one night, and one of them said, "It is as if you are relating a story of Khurafa." He replied, "Do you know Khurafa?" Khurafa was a man from Udra. The jinn kidnapped him in Jahiliyyah, so he stayed with them for a while. When they eventually returned him to the people, he began to narrate to them about the extraordinary things that he saw among them. So the people said, "The story of Khurafa."
Can I just ask you to translate for me again the chapter title?
Chapter on what has been narrated concerning the conversations at night.
Okay. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalahu wa ala man tabi'a hudah ila yawmi yalqah. Amma ba'd. This is what is being revealed, okay, conveyed to us from the words or the conversation of the Prophet ﷺ. You could the chit chat, or is a person who's after the night, which is after the Isha prayer, after the night had settled. And you know that these days, unfortunately, that people do stay very late night and miss the Fajr. If this person stays, late night for the sake of, for example, learning, for the sake of as well socializing, but not on the expense of his ibadah, that's no problem. Our Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah, we stayed with him in our house on top of the roof until just about 12:30 after midnight. So when Shaykh did not turn back to his home until 1 o'clock in the morning. And all of it is just about 3 hours of lecturing straight after the Isha, 3.5 hours, 4 hours, something like this. But it's a long, mashallah, session, which we benefited from that. And we have also that the Prophet ﷺ used to go to Abu Bakr. It's been narrated that he went to Abu Bakr after the Isha prayer, and he as well had a sort of socialization after that. And especially these days as well, our Isha is very, very early and our night is long. You don't expect people to sleep at 6 o'clock because Isha is about 5:30 at the moment. So when they finish the Isha is at 6 o'clock or 5:45, and it's going to as well even push early to as early maybe as 5:20 or 5:15, wallahu a'lam. Julia. So that's why we say that it depends upon the area and it depends upon the cause for staying up night after Isha. So if it is socializing or benefiting, and you're not going to be missing the Fajr or missing an ibadah that you do, then there's no problem about that. But unfortunately these days, those people who stay up, they stay up for no ibadah, and at the same time they miss the Fajr prayer. They miss the Fajr prayer. Hadith that has been narrated just now, this hadith is not authentic. Not only that, it's not authentic, but actually it has a statement that's not going to be acceptable, that when the Prophet of Allah ﷺ has given some sort of hadith or a story to his wives, and one of the wives, she said to him, "This hadith is khurafa." How can the wife of the Prophet of Allah say to her husband, never mind her husband, it's the Prophet of Allah, that this is like nonsense, khurafa. Khurafa means nonsense. And he asked, and he said, "What do you know? Do you know what's khurafa?" Khurafa, that's a story as well, in which the jinn had locked up a person, and that is well in it, something which cannot be believed. Can I just ask, Khwani, the ones who are close to get close? It's very important. We are very few people, unfortunately. I'm telling you, the knowledge, the one who takes it is the one Allah intends good to him. And the one who leaves that means Allah doesn't like him. And that's a statement from the Prophet ﷺ. If Allah intends good to you, He will give you the appetite to sit for the knowledge. Okay? And unfortunately, the people, they sit for the entertainment, not for the knowledge. Brothers, just come forward. Or just go home if you want. You come forward. Here, don't sit in the back. Jazakallah khair. This hadith, as I said, is not authentic. Let's go now to a hadith which is authentic. And this hadith is a great story, but maybe could not be a real story. Let's just see this hadith, which is hadith Zara. Tfadal.
Hadith 253. Aisha radiallahu
Okay, before you
anha.
do that, he said hadith 253. In the book of Ash-Shamaa'il, you'll find that Imam al-Tirmidhi, under this chapter, which is the talk of the Prophet of Allah after Isha, he gave it a specification. He said hadith Zara. That's why I wanted to see that if you got in your copy. So he had specified it, even though it's under the chapter, hadith Zara. Al-Mullah Ali Al-Qari, the great scholar, Salafi scholar, he had said that Al-Imam Al-Tirmidhi, Imam Al-Tirmidhi, he had specified this hadith under this chapter, and he's singled it out because the length of the hadith and so many benefits underneath it. Let's just go to this hadith. Maybe hadith, so difficult to understand it if you don't have somebody to explain it to you. Hadith Zara, tfadal.
Aisha radiallahu anha said, 11 women sat together, pledged and committed themselves that they would not conceal anything about their husbands. The first said,
Okay, before you start. Right, this hadith is well-known hadith. We have some of the scholars had singled a book just to explain this hadith. One of them, Al-Qadi Iyad, great scholar. And he made a book, says Bughyatul Ra'id. Bughyatul Ra'id, that means what is the person whose pioneer is after لما تضمنه حديث زرع من الفوائد. He is the pioneer who is after to get the benefit which is from the hadith of Zara. And also Imam ibn Hajar al-Asqalani in his book, and that is Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari, Fath al-Bari, he has given it a lot of explanation. And this hadith is a long one, talks about a story. Now this story, Ikhwani, it's now not known who are these women. Some of the scholars, they said they are from the people of Jahiliyyah, which is more likely. And also somebody said this, they are from the people of Jahiliyyah, non-Muslims, but they are from the Yemen tribes. Whatever, this or that, the women are not known, their husbands are not known, okay? And they have made an agreement or a pledge with each other that to disclose each one about her husband. Okay? So some of them they're gonna praise and some of them they're gonna criticize. Some of them are gonna be doing the both. Criticizing and praising. So some praise, some criticize, some will combine the two. So before we start now, each one which you can say about her husband, because we've got sisters there, I got my wife there, she need to understand as well, very importantly, that the speaking about somebody in his absence as a ghibah, okay, is of two categories. Either you speak about him in a nice way, or you speak about him in a what? In a bad way. If you speak about him in a nice way, then there's no problem. If you want, for example, to show that how much favor is this person upon you, to disclose his good things, you know, that this person, what he's to be doing. For example, that you want to as well spread the good, to make the people take him as a role model. Okay, so you speak about him in a good way. But if you speak about him in a good way in order to boast or to tease, like they say, a wife, she's teasing another wife, co-wife, how good my husband is with me, and maybe he's not good with you as a co-wife, for example, or to spread fitna between them. Okay, so if that is the case, and to spread problems, then it is haram, even you're mentioning it to good, because you're not really mentioning with the intention of spreading the good, intention of acknowledging the favors of your husband upon you. No problem if you're saying this. But if the thing that is going to be conveyed is criticism, then it's haram. Because you know that husband, if he was there to listen to you, to talking about you, or even the husband talking about, the wife and her absence in a bad way, in her absence, then it's haram. That's called ghiba. So the default, it is ghiba. But it's actually always the case that the women, they are the ones who talk about their husbands. The trend. And as for the men, they basically, their life is how much money I made and how much money I would make and how much my salary. They talk about that. They don't talk about the wives. Because, they treat that as, how can I talk about my wife? But in general, well, my wife, she's good. But to think about my wife, she's smelly or something like this or somebody else, they wouldn't really do that. No, normally the case. So the women, if they talk about their husband to criticize them to somebody, so the women, they know each other, so it's not allowed for them to speak about their husband. Even if these women, they don't know the name of their husband, but they know who he is. They don't need to know the name. Okay? So if it is to do mentioning a bad thing, but the women are not known, husband are not known, which we say as a principle, la ghibata li majhul. There is no ghiba, backbiting, for somebody who is not known. Here, unknown, that means unknown completely, means you can't dig into his case and then you'll know who he is. If you dig and it's not allowed. Do you understand me? So if you said about something, that you mentioned some things there that another person, he said this, let me just click here. Who is that person who's got that particular character? Oh, I know who he is now. So it's not allowed to mention the bad thing. But if this is a story about Aisha, she's talking about a story. Okay? The reality of it or the not reality of it is beside the point. And also they're not Muslims. So these non-Muslims, there's nobody there to tell them, what are you doing here? You sat together to talk about your husbands? It's not allowed. So this hadith cannot be taken as an alibi or excuse or a proof for the women. You see, look, hadith Zara. So I'm going to talk about my husband to other women. In a bad way, of course. Normally it is a criticize. So you're going to hear here that women, she cannot use it to go and talk about their husband to other sisters. طيب, we come to the hadith, number 1. So he said 11 women. Okay. Right, 11 women, they are with each other. And they are having the pledge to talk about their husband. First one, she said, slowly, please, I want you to explain.
The first said, my husband is like the meat of a scrawny camel.
A meat of what?
Of a scrawny camel.
What's a scrawny camel, please?
Scrawny means thin and...
Thin and, is it as well sick?
Thin and sick, yeah.
Thin and sick is good. I like the word scrawny. So thin and sick. Yes, go on.
My husband is like the meat of a scrawny camel, which is kept on the top of a mountain, which is neither easy to climb, nor is the meat fleshy enough for it to be carried away.
Right, so this is the first one who had said something like this. Can anybody tell me, is this praising or criticizing? Criticizing. Of course, criticizing. Right, what did she say here? She said, my husband, he's got the camel meat. The camel meat in Arab is not as good as the what? The sheep meat. The meat of the sheep is nicer. So the camel meat quality is not good. So the first thing. Number 2 is ghath. Ghath means it's already not good meat, and plus it is thin and ghath. The ghath means like it's sick. Is like, it's rubbish, basically. Rotten. Nothing is no good. Then she adds to this. She says, قالت على رأس جبل. It's like on a mountain summit, top. Wow. Very difficult to climb. Which means that if this husband was good meat, I don't mind climbing it. Do you understand me? I don't mind. You don't feel it, so it's good. But he's already thin and rubbish. Why do I need to climb it? It's difficult on top of it. Second thing, she said, لا سهل فيرتقى. It's not even easy that you could really go for it. So it's not easy, this mountain, so you go on top of it. ولا سمين. And it's not fat, filled with meat, because it's thin. So فينتقل, that you could really go there and to the mountain. It's worth it because you're going to get lots of meat, but lots of meat to spread around. So what he described him with, that he's stingy, he's good, bad manners. Mountain means arrogance. Also badly way of speaking, badly of way of talking to her and dealing with her. And he's not good to her. Very few times. So Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah said regarding this hadith, she said that she had given him number of description. Number one, his meat is like the meat of the camel, which is bad quality. It's not like the meat of the sheep. And also ghasf, nothing, no meat there. And also rubbish meat. Quality is rubbish. Quantity is rubbish. Okay. And also, it's very hard to eat because it's top of the mountain. To go for it, very hard to eat. And you need to go and eat it. You need to go all the way to the mountain, and at the end of the day, you're going to end up with rubbish meat, and quantity was not good. So, top of criticism here. Second one, what did she say?
The second said, my husband, I do not reveal information about him, for fear that I may not be able to finish with him. For if I mention him, I shall mention his apparent and hidden defects.
Right. So she said, زوجي لا أثير خبره. And by the way, it's in English, it doesn't sound like Arabic. Arabic is a rhymey word, and this rhyme is in the tongue of the Arabs. English is like explaining. So if I tell you how it is being read in this hadith, then you will see the beauty of this wordings of these women. So I'm going to read now each one what she said about her husband. First one, she said, زوجي لحم جمل غث على رأس جبل وع لا سهل فيرتقى ولا سمين فينتقل. Second one, she said, زوجي لا أبث خبره إني أخاف أن لا أذره إن أذكره أذكر عجره ومجره إن أذكره أذكر عجره ومجره. Sounds like rhyming. So here, this second one, criticizing or praising? Criticizing, praising, Allah. Yeah. Praising. Criticizing. I'm going to read it again. In English, please.
My husband, I do not reveal information about him, for fear that I may not be able to finish with him. For if I mention him, I shall mention his apparent and hidden defects.
So what are you going to think? Did you change your mind? Did you change your mind? She's not going to stop. Exactly. She's saying basically, if I'm going to start talking about his defects, I will never finish. It's a long list. Okay? So, subhanallah. So because I don't want to speak about it because I'm afraid that I will not stop. Keep talking. If I want to talk, I'm going to talk all his defects, whether the hidden ones, which is nobody knows except for her, or the ones everybody knows about. And subhanallah, as well, she had criticized her husband. That means he's a person who's stingy, a person who is all types of bad things. So I think the first one, she mentioned the description of the bad in that. Second one, she left it open, it's worse. Don't know how much bad he's about. And forget about the one you see, the one who's hidden about it. Third one. قالت
The third
زوجي, let me just read and then you read please. زوجي العشنق إن أنطق أطلق وإن أسكت أعلق. Ya Allah, it sounds really nice in the Arabic. زوجي العشنق إن أنطق أطلق وإن أسكت أعلق. Translate in English and see how different is it from the Arabic.
The third said, my husband is extremely tall and bad-mannered. If I speak, I will be divorced, and if I remain silent, I am left hanging.
Right, hanging, you don't understand the word is hanging. Okay, al-ashannaq, this is a way to criticize somebody that is not just tall, it means if he's tall, that means it just a look, but rubbish behind. Do you understand that? He's just got the whole thing is about how tall his height. Apart from that, no common sense, nothing. There's nothing there. It's just the looks. You seem really tall, but he's empty. That's what she meant. Al-ashannaq. So he's just a look, but empty. قال إن أنطق أطلق. If I want to speak about his defects, he will divorce me. وإن أسكت أعلق. And if I hide and don't really complain about this, then I will be here. He says suspended or hooked or hanged. Or it means I'm not married, so that he could give me my full rights. Okay, and also I'm not divorced, so I could look for another husband which is better than him. I'm in the middle. So I'm not a full wife where he could give me my rights and all of that. At the same time, I am not divorced, so I could go and look for another husband. I'm just like this. Called a wife, but not a wife. Because of his bad manners. Subhanallah. Another now, so we have 3 women now, they were criticizing heavily their husbands. Why is she so being quiet? Because she can't talk. She says, we say it in Arabic, bal'a mus. We say that she swallowed a knife. It's in her throat. A knife, a little knife, dagger. If she swallowed it, it kills her. If she throws it, it will kill her. Do you understand that? He can't take it out. He can't. So she doesn't know what to do. If she speaks, divorce. And so she can't. And by the way, you could say, why didn't she just speak and to be divorced? Well, the problem is that when she's divorced, market of hers, the market, is not going to be good. It's going to be very bad. Nobody's going to marry her. Why she was divorced? Because she was speaking ill about her husband. Okay, it's going to be labeled bad. طيب, the 4th one now. زوجي كليل تهامة لا حر ولا قر ولا مخافة ولا سآمة. Meaning,
the 4th said, my husband is like the night of Tihama, which is neither extremely hot nor cold, neither fearful nor boring.
Neither what?
Neither fearful nor boring.
Fearful?
Fearful.
What's fearful? Fearful. Okay, fearful or?
No boring.
Boring. Okay, correct. Right, this is the 4th one. Before I start explaining, criticizing or praising? Praising. He's praising. My husband is like كليل تهامة. Ikhwani, Tihama is a place where it is known to the Arabs, and the night of it is always calm. The weather is beautiful. Okay, so the night of Tihama. So this Tihama is a place. كليل تهامة. So he is described by the place which has got no heat. She explained now, no heat, no coldness. Very nice weather. كليل تهامة ولا مخافة ولا سآمة. He's got no evil to fear from, and also, or something that you could, something that you could blame or rebuke, and ولا سآمة, and also you don't get bored of him. So she had described her husband with a good conduct, and also being moderate, nice. His inside is pure, his outside is good. There's no harm from him. There's nothing that she would dislike from him. So she's secured. She's not scared. So she's not scared of his evil, what's going to come up with. And also he's not boring when she stays with him. One also is not good, bad in his manners. So that's why she will not get bored of him. So he is tasty. He is very tasty, like the tasty food. He's a tasty husband, delicious. He's delicious husband, right? The 5th one, and the wife is going to be now saying, "Your delicious husband." Number 5. Now, oh yes, I'm going to say. Remind me. I'm going to say it. زوجي إن دخل فهد وإن خرج أسد ولا يسأل عما عهد. يلا.
The 5th said, my husband, if he enters, he pounces like a leopard.
He what?
He pounces like a leopard.
Pounces?
Pounces. Like a cow.
That's not really, this is from the translator. It's not really there.
No,
Fahid means he became a cheetah, Fahid, the leopard, or leopard called leopard, maybe the Fahid. He became like a leopard, he didn't pounce it, there's no pouncing here. This is from the translator. Okay, go on.
and if he leaves, he is bold like a lion, and does not ask about whatever happened.
Criticizing or praising?
Criticizing.
Criticizing. Praising. Right, I'm not going to answer the question, I'm going to explain to you now. So you could understand. First of all, there's a description here she had said. Fahid, leopard. And also, she said that if he goes out, lion. And she said that he does not bother what taking place. Right. Definitely who they said is praising. I said, well, understandable here. That she's saying that this person, as soon as he comes to the house, he doesn't pounce. No, he sleeps. The leopard always sleep. Do you understand that? It's for the Arabs. They sleep. So you know they're like lions. The lions always sleep, isn't it? It always doesn't. So the leopard, or lioness, or whatever, it's always sleeping. So it's leopard, sleep. So as soon as he comes in, so he's known to be sleeping. And if he comes out the house, for example, anything to do with jihad or protecting his wife, he's like a lion. So he's describing him with courageousness. And that is that whenever there's war, he's there. And he's not bothered about what is taking place in his house. Meaning that if she took some money, spent some money, and then he's very generous basically. And if she did something wrong, he will keep a closed eye. He will not even bother about it. He will not really look at what is wrong here. So he would overlook and tolerate and forgive. But there are some scholars, they said, no, it's actually there is criticizing here. How? The criticizer says that, number one, she said, if he comes to the house, she's criticized and she praised. Second scholars, they said she criticized and praised, not full praise. First criticism is that she said, he's like, comes to the house, he sleeps, then he's wasting time. Always sleeping. You don't want the husband always working and comes to the house sleep. You interact with his wife. And she praised him when he said that when he comes out he's a lion. But why is he a lion when he comes out and he's not a lion when he's inside? I mean, you have to be awake. Where do we sleep? Then she says, and he does not ask or care what is happening. This can be saying that he doesn't care what the house, what is want, the wanting of the house, the needs of the house. He doesn't care. وَلَا يَسْأَلُ عَمَّا عَهِدْ. So his responsibility doesn't ask. If he doesn't bother about what the house needs, then it's no good. So there's a criticizing and there's what? Praising. So according to what the interpretation that it could be. Criticize and praise. Number 6. زوجي إن أكل لف وإن شرب اشتف وإن اضطجع التف ولا يولج الكف ليعلم البث. Some words in Arabic. Very few, but it means a lot. Go on, what did she say?
The sixth said, my husband, if he eats excessively. And,
Yes.
if he drinks, he gulps all of it.
This finishes the whole thing. No.
And if he lies down to sleep, he wraps himself up, and he does not feel his palm to know my sorrow.
And he does not what?
He does not feel his palm to know my sorrow.
Okay. To will feel his yes. وَلِوْجُ الْكَفْ لِيَعْلَمَ الْبَث. طيب. Criticize or praise? This is one. Yalla. Of course it's criticize. Which is saying, he's just caring about his stomach. Give him the food, he leaves nothing. Even some morsel to his wife or something. He leaves nothing. لا يبقي منها شيء. لا تبقي ولا تذر. لواحة للبشر. Leaves nothing. Drink. Sorry. Nothing. It comes to even little things, he takes it. And if he is to sleep, then he would wrap himself. That means he's keeping away from his wife. Intimacy and intercourse. Just wraps himself on his corner and doesn't care. So he's only caring about his food and what? His drink. And his sleep. To keep sleeping away. And then she says that وَلِيُّ الْكَفْ وَلَا يُولِجُ الْكَفْ لِيَعْلَمَ الْبَثْ. And he does not, as just, something as a minimum to stretch his hand to see what is my needs. Whether it's I'm ill, whether I need him for the bed, intimacy. He doesn't care. He doesn't know what's her grief, her sorrow, her depression. So he does not stretch his hand. It's not just stretch it. He doesn't even ask. Stretching the hand, whether it's physical hand or even to ask, what's wrong with you? He doesn't care about it. So this is to all of it. She said that he's not really interested in the bed with her. He's not interested. All he's interested is to fill up his stomach, food and drink, and then sleep and wrap himself on his own. Seventh one. Zawji ghayaya or ayaya. Because we mentioned both. Ghayaya or ayaya. Tabaqa. Ayaya, tabaqa. كل داء له داء. كل داء له داء. كل داء له داء. شجك أو فلك أو جمع كلا لك. تفضل.
The seventh said, my husband is incompetent, misguided, and impotent. Sick with every sickness, he will cause injury to your skull, or break your bones, or do both to you.
But incompetent, impotent, I understand that in English as well. Right, let me just explain it the way it's in Arabic. Right, ayaya or ghayaya, it means he's not really looking to intercourse, intimacy. He's basically the person who is unable to produce children. Can he make children? He can't make children. It's not because he can't, because he's a person, he hasn't got the stamina or the appetite, whatever you want to call it. Tabaqa, he's fool. Ahmaq, fool. That's what he is. Okay. Then, what did she say? She said, shajjaki, that if is to hit you as a woman in the head, okay, or fallaki, which is the fall means to break the bones, or he could combine both, injure you or break you. So Al-Qadi he said, rahimahullah, regarding this hadith, she said she had described him with being fool, with he's bad in his conduct with his wife, and also intercourse with his wife. Also is unable to fulfill her satisfaction. So if she's to talk to him, she will insult her, and if she to cuddle him or joke with him, he'll beat her up, cut her head or beat her up. So if she cuddled him, or even she had made him angry, he will break her bones or cut her skin, subhanallah, or maybe he will take her money, or he will combine all of that, which is hitting, beating, cutting, and he is as well taking the money and could be as well foul in his language. Eighth one. زوجي المس مس أرنب والريح ريح زرنب. طيب.
The eighth said, my husband's touch is like the touch of a rabbit, and his scent is like the scent of a sweet smelling perfume.
Praise. That's not praise. So she's saying basically that this person, husband of mine, he is very soft, gentle, and she is praising his way of conduct with her. Al-massu massu arnab. Al-arnab, which is the rabbit, and that is because it's soft. وَالرِّيحُ رِيحُ زَرْنَبْ, that his sweat smells nice. Here, the smell is not just the smell of his, it talks about that the smell of maybe his manners. His manners all over the place smells nice, smells outside nice, because he's a mannerable person. So this is one of the great way of praising your husband, of his good conduct, good manners, very soft, very lenient, and she had given the description of nice in touching and nice in smelling. Right, so zarnab, by the way, is a sweet, scented plant. Okay? That's what you translated that one? Sweet, scented plant?
Sweet smelling perfume.
Perfume?
Perfume.
Not plant, it's a plant. Zarnab is a plant. Right, number 9. Zawji رفيع العماد عظيم الرماد طويل النجاد قريب البيت من الناد. يا سلام. all of it dad. زوجي رفيع العماد عظيم الرماد طويل النجاد قريب البيت من الناد. نعم.
The ninth said, my husband has the loftiest of houses, is tall of stature, is abundantly hospitable, and has a house close to the people's assembly. Bait and Najd.
By the way, you're reading for the sisters. You have to be just a bit louder. Remember that. You're reading for the sisters. So, this one, praise or criticize? Praise. So she said, my husband, Rafi'ul Imad, meaning his house is popping out, so all the guests that want to come, they will see it. So he's a house for guests. Rafi'ul Imad. Tawilul Nijad, meaning that her husband's stature is tall. So he is being described by description that the Arabs consider that to be praise. Not like that woman, she said, he is empty. No, this is different. So this is a nijad, which is the holding of the swords. And when you do like this, meaning that he's a person to be praised with. Okay? And azimu al-ramad, that the fire is always big. Ramad here means the ashes. Ashes come from the fire. And the hospitality of the Arabs, that when they want to set their house for guests, they will set a fire. Or they bake the food so there will be smoke. So everybody knows that this person, he is very, very hospitable. Very, very generous. Because his fire does not stop day or night. So that the guests can come. Very generous person. Qaribul bayti min al-nad. His house close from the club. Club means the people when they get together. So because of his house close from where the people gatherings, it means that he is ready for receiving any guests. Because the people who are guests, they come to the gathering, the headquarters, and his house is close. So she is praising him a good praise. Number 10. زوجي مالك وما مالك مالك خير من ذلك له إبل كثيرات المبارك قليلات المسارح إذا سمعنا صوت المزهر أيقن أنهن هوالك. I repeat. زوجي مالك وما مالك مالك خير من ذلك له إبل كثيرات المبارك قليلات المسارح إذا سمعنا صوت المزهر أيقن أنهن هوالك. Meaning?
The 10th said, my husband is Malik, and what is Malik? Malik is better than that. He has many camels that are kept, and a few roam the pastures. If they hear the sound of the lute, they know for certain that they are about to be slaughtered.
Right. Malik here means he's an owner. Malik. Wama Malik. When you say the Arab says like this, it's like when Allah Azza wa Jalla, he says, Wa ashabul yamin, ma ashabul yamin. To show that the greatness of it. The right people, they're the one with the right, and what makes you know about the ones on the right, to show their greatness. Malik, what you know about Malik. Malik, khayrun min dhalik. He is better than that. So he is better than what I'm going to describe him with. So this is what praise or criticize? Praise. He's got so many, because his owner is so many camels. Camels, qalilatul masarih, meaning they don't go far away. They're close to him. Why? When the guests come, they are there to be slaughtered. قال إذا سمعنا صوت المزهر, if they to hear the mizhar. Mizhar is like I could say an instrument, musical instrument used by this man. Remember, this is non-Muslims here. Used by this man in order that there is guests coming. So when the guests coming, this flute or whatever, it's not flute, it could be anything, an instrument, musical instrument, by which as soon as the camels hear about this thing, they know that they're going to be done. They're going to be what? Slaughtered. أيقن أنهن هوالك. خلاص. They've heard this instrument, that means there's guests, they're going to be slaughtered. So she's been described of being very nice to her and very nice to the guests, and he's known with his hospitality. Right, the 11th one, this is where the top of the praise. Because of the 10th one, this hadith is called Hadith Zara. This is the 10th one, is the one she's going to detail her husband qualities. Fadl. 11. 11. I said 11 or 10?
He said 10.
Okay, 11th, sorry. The 11th. Well, this one is going to be a long one, so I'm going to go part by part. So I'm going to do, first of all, the husband. زوجي أبو زرع. وما أبو زرع؟ من حلي أناس من حلي أذني وملأ من شحم عضضي وبجحني فبجحت قال فبجحت إلي نفسي وجدني في أهل غنيمة بشق فجعلني في أهل صهيل وأطيط ودائس ومنق فعنده أقول فلا أقبح وأرقد فأتصبح وأشرب فأتقمح. This is her husband. I'm going to read it again because it's very hard to read it. This Arabic words here is not really easy. زوجي أبو زرع وما أبو زرع أناس من حلي أذني وملأ من شحم عضضي وبجحني فبجحت إلي نفسي وجدني في أهل غنيمة بشق فجعلني في أهل صهيل وأطيط ودائس ومنق فعنده أقول فلا أقبح وأرقد فأتصبح وأشرب فأتقمح. This is part of this. She's praising her husband. She's going to praise even her mother-in-law. She's going to praise as well his son and his daughter and all of that. Fadal.
The 11th said, my husband is Abu Zar. And what is Abu Zar?
Right, so again here, she's using the same word of this, the 10th one. Malik, وما أدراك ما مالك. وما مالك. Here, Abu Zara. What is Abu Zara? Okay, طيب.
He has made my heirs
and she's saying like, you don't know them. She's saying like, you don't know my husband. And how come you're going to know him? So I'm going to now, you're going to say to you about him something that you never heard of. So you never experienced or known somebody like him. Okay, first one, قال أناس من حلي أذني, meaning
he has made my ears dangle with jewelry.
So he's giving me all types of jewelry that my ears can, have the jewels moving about. So he could have lots of money. So he made his ears filled up with jewels. وملأ من شحمي عضضي, meaning
he filled my upper arms with fat.
This is the adud, ya ikhwani. This is the adud here, this area, which is where the muscles are. Okay? So when the person nose is filled, mashallah, chubby. Okay, chubby is not fat, obese. Chubby is not bony. Chubby is known from his what? From these hands, arms. So when this is mashallah, that means the body is mashallah. So he filled up my adudain. That means he had fed me very well, but not made me obese. Remember. وَبَجَّحَنِي فَبَجِحَتْ إِلَيَّ نَفْسِي, meaning?
And honored me until I felt proud of myself.
Honored me?
Honored me.
No, he made me happy. So that's how myself now I felt happy to me. So he made me happy and I felt happy. Because he made me happy, I became happy. So now I'm proud of myself. Now, after that?
He found me among the poor shepherds in dire straits. And then placed me.
He found me. So وجدني في أهل غنيمة بشق. When he what?
He found me among the poor shepherds in dire straits.
Dire
straits.
If you don't understand the word, please tell me.
I don't understand myself.
So I'm already difficult about the word in Arabic. I'm going to feel it in English as well. Allahu musta'an.
A strait is like a narrow passage of water.
Okay.
It's like
right.
a river.
So وجدني في أهل غنيمة. He had found me in. My family are the ones who look after, they graze sheep. The ones who graze sheep, ikhwani, are the poor people. Not like the ones who graze, for example, and herd camels or cows or horses. That's not at the quality level. So here, that means they are from the low rank in terms of money-wise, in terms of rank-wise, in terms of socialization-wise. قال بشق. شق here can be interpreted into three. Shaq means a place called shaq. Or shaq, it means that this is a mountain passage. He found me in this tribe which lives in a mountain passage. Or the third one, shaq, means that in a dire, what's it called? Dire
Straight.
What does that mean? Dire stress, dire need, should they? Dire need, that means she's in need. She's poor. Bishaq, that means she's poor. So, and the Qadi Iyad, he had said, the last one is the most appropriate. That means she was بشق. It's about كم حرف جر يا شيخ. بشق شاء فتحة بشق. Okay, right, hang on a second. Let me just see it. Because there's two here. Okay, right. Shaq or shiq. See, shaq is better than the word shiq anyway. Okay, but you could find your word shaq or shiq. But bishaqqin here is, I would say, more appropriate, which is shaq. Shaq. Shaq means a passage. Yeah. It could be bishiq as well, no problem. But in the book, which is being, you could say, corrected by the student of Sheikh Al-Albani, called bishaq. What? In other books, because bishiq, what you need to understand, three meanings. Number one, a place name. Number two, is that a passage in the mountain. Number three, it is dire need, she's in need for poverty. Right. قال فجعلني في أهل صهيل وأطيط ودائس ومنق. Meaning?
In his presence I can speak, for I shall not be scolded.
No. He had made me after the Ghunayma. You've jumped a line.
He found me among the poor shepherds in dire need, and then placed me among the owners of horses, camels, and cows, that trample crops and workers who thresh seeds.
Right. So he made me Sahil. Sahil, the sound of the horse. That means horses, which is really rich people. Atit is the ibil. Ibil means the camels. So here, the atit is, when they put the camel saddle on top of it, and it moves. This is the atit. Okay, so this is why it's called the camel. Okay, it's called from the atit. The other one, it says قال ودائس. Da'is, ya ikhwani, is being interpreted more than interpretation. Da'is, he said cows, which is
Cows.
Da'is is cows. Okay, so that means there are farmers. Da'is, they step on top of the field, but could be as well cows. قال ومنق. Munaq is the sound of the sheep. So, and this is being what is being intended here, that it's whatever comes from the house which is being cleaned. Like when you have, for example, let's say the wheat, the barley. So you take the outside leaf of it, so it becomes pure. So this is person who is a farmer who owns all of this, and also his product or his produce from his farm, he would clean it. So she had sent that, basically, he lifted up herself from the low level in terms of money-wise, wealth-wise, to the upper level. Okay? So he lifted up she's becoming from low class in terms of money-wise, I'm talking about, to a higher, rich class. Then, فَعِنْدَهُ أَقُولُ فَلَا أُقَبَّحْ. Meaning?
In his presence I can speak, for I shall not be scolded.
He will not say to me, may Allah disgrace you. Whatever I say, speak. And he will not refute my speech because of his honoring, of her, and also spoiling her and not refusing her words. And he will not tell her off if she says something, which is not suitable. وَأَرْقُدُ فَأَتَصَبَّحْ. Meaning?
And when I sleep till late.
Can you speak loud? Because when you speak like this, you're going to make the woman sleep. Can you speak close and make it loud like me? Wake them up.
And when I sleep till late in the morning.
Right. Meaning that somebody is looking after the house now. That because she's becoming now from the elite, that she's got somebody to cook the food. She doesn't have to go and make breakfast and all of that. There's somebody there to do that on her behalf. She's been spoiled. قال وأشرب فأتقمح.
And when I drink until I satisfy my thirst.
That means the drink is being given to me. I could drink whatever I want, and I could take my time to drink. And that's her description to her husband. Now her mother-in-law, الحماة. قال أم أبي زرع فما أم أبي زرع عكومها رداح وبيتها فساح. تفضل.
The mother of Abu Zar', and what is the mother of Abu Zar'? Her sacks are heavy and her house is spacious.
Right, so basically she had described the wife, the mother of her husband, that she has so many items, so many clothes, so many cloth, so got everything. So she's basically rich, and she's got a big house, and also she is good person. She's a good person. Now, ابن أبي زرع فما ابن أبي زرع مضجعه كمسل شطبه ويشبعه ذراع الجفرة. Meaning,
The son of Abu Zar', and what is the son of Abu Zar'? His bed is like a palm stick stripped of its leaves, and he is satiated by the foreleg of a lamb.
this is Ikhwani, the Arabs use it to praise somebody, that when he sleeps, in a place which is not really a big thing, small for him. And also, when he is to eat, he does not eat that much. You remember that woman, she said, my husband eats, he doesn't leave anything. So this person does not eat except for little thing. And that is as well, by the way, Al-Jafra, what is the female from the goats? It's from the goats, not from the lamb. The female from the cups of the gam, from the cups of the goats. They said it could be as well from the lamb, which is not more than 6 months. It's been said as well. Right, now the daughter. بنت أبي زرع فما بنت أبي زرع طوع أبيها وطوع أمها ملء كسائها وغيظ جارتها. Meaning,
The daughter of Abu Zar', and what is the daughter of Abu Zar'? She is obedient to her father and to her mother. She fills her clothes and enrages her female neighbors.
so fills her clothes, it doesn't really make sense. Fills her clothes means that she is chubby. She's meaty, she's not obese. Remember, that's a beauty in the Arabs. And وَغَيْضُ جَارَتِهَا, and also if she's to be coming out, the first people will look at her, oh, we wish that we had the same thing. Or if she's to be second wife to another person, her the co-wife will be jealous from her. Okay, it will be enraged by the looks of her. جارية أبي زرع فما جارية أبي زرع لا تبث حديثنا تبثيثا ولا تنقث ميرتنا تنقيثا ولا تملأ بيتنا تعشيشا. Meaning,
The maidservant of Abu Zar', and what is the maidservant of Abu Zar'? She does not broadcast what we say in our conversation, nor does she waste our provisions, nor does she leave the litter scattered in our house.
right. So this is now the slave girl, the slave girl of Abu Zara. She's a woman, she does not disclose the secrets of what takes place within the house. So she would hide it, she would not disclose it, she would not make a scandal of them. And also, she's a woman, she will not ruin the food in the house by scattering it around or taking it somewhere else. She will not bring out from their house except what her masters would tell her, which is Abu Zara, except what he tells her to do, but she will not take it. That means she is trustworthy. As for the third one, وَلَا تَمْلَأُ بَيْتَنَا تَعْشِيشًا, and she does not fill our house with rubbish, meaning she is clean. Not just clean that it cleans things and you put it in the corner, that's called ta'shish. No, she brings it out of the house and she makes it clean. And that's another praise as well for the jariyah. Now, listen to this. This is the amazing point about this. Fadal. She said, there's no description, are you waiting for me?
Okay.
Yeah.
She then added, one day it so happened that Abu Zar' went out at the same time when the milk skins were being churned.
The milk skins, huh?
Milk skins.
Okay. That means he came out in a time where the she goats and the she whatever lamb and all of that, they are the she cows and all of those she camels, they're filled with milk. Okay, and he came out. Fadal.
And he encountered a woman who had 2 children. like two leopards playing under her waist with two pomegranates. He divorced me
Hold on,
and...
hold on. Is there something there happening? Right. So he met he met a woman whom she had two young children, like these babies, and they're like al-fahdain, meaning they are strong. Is that okay? What's happening for them? Well, the starts here. Okay, that's not now. Shaban. Right. So they're like strong. These two children. She's basically pointing out why Abu Zara is going to marry her. Do you understand me? She's got two children, and they are in her lap, underneath her clothes. They are playing, they say here, a rumanatain, meaning the two pomegranate. Pomegranate here is hard, and it could be a bit big as well. Not small, that small, but this is that she's talking about her breast. So the breast of this woman means that she's strong, she's young. Okay? It's not like the old woman where her breasts start dangling. She's not, do you understand me? The breast is like loose. Why everybody's laughing? No, this is what it is. So she's basically, they're firm. That's what the word for. They're firm. Firm breast, meaning she's young. Okay? That she had attracted him. يلعبان من تحت خصرها برمانتين. In Arabic is very funny. Now, so what he did?
He divorced me and married her.
Allahu Akbar. He divorced her and he married her. Yet she described him with all this nice description. This is the amazing point. Would you tell me a woman whom had her husband like this and he divorces her, would she give the description of that? Never. All of those things that he gave her and the good thing, they will fall into that black file straight away in the bin. She will remember, he divorced me. A'udhu billahi shaitan. And all the favors he's done, she forgot about that. She will mention him in a bad way. That's it. He left me for another woman. Okay. Now, look at this. So she said, he divorced me and married another woman. And married her. Now she is going to be what?
Thereafter, I married a nobleman who rode a sturdy horse.
A nobleman, yeah? So she had married now another one. After he divorced her, she married another person who's a noble person. Called Sariya. That means he is basically courageous, rich, he's got, okay, so the best from the best. Fadal. And he took a spear, he took a spear.
He rode a sturdy horse and held a spear in his hand, and brought home to me ample livestock, and he used to say to me...
Meaning that he fought the war, and he got the war booty. From the war booty he gave her. From every what? From every... وَأَعْطَانِ مِنْ كُلِّ رَائِحَةٍ زَوْجًا. From every cattle he gave me two, male and female. Now.
And he used to say to me, eat Zara and feed your family.
Not just, he said to me, eat for myself, also give my family, my father and my mother and my, all of those to your family. Take some to your family as well. So good husband is a new husband. Now.
Yet, were I to gather everything that he gave to me, it would not amount to the smallest of vessels of Abu Zar.
Ya Allah. Regardless of all these favors he gave me, the second man, very good man. It will not, imagine that Abu Zar has got cups. Big, small, medium. The smallest of the smallest cups of Abu Zara. If this person with all his giving still will not fill that smallest cup of my ex-husband who divorced me. Who can I say this? So if a sister gonna look at, yeah, your husband, you're not soft and all this. Well, can you compare yourself to this woman, Zara? Can you compare yourself to this woman? Would you do the same thing if your husband divorced you? Subhanallah. She's not really basically denouncing these favors that this husband had given her, even he divorced her. Subhanallah. Now, what is there here? Look at the Prophet ﷺ. So anyway, she had described him, Abu Zara, that ikhwani is always, we say in Arabic, the love is for the first one. Do you understand that? Yes, she had been divorced by her husband, but she loves him. Yes, she married to somebody else, but she still had the what? The lingering to the first husband. It's always the love, because they say the love is for the first lover. The love is a first lover. It's a general principle. Al-Hubbu lil-Habib al-Awwali. So the first lover, the one who first loved, that's the one. That's in general. Coming back now. Aisha.
Aisha radiallahu anha said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to me, I have been to you as Abu Zar' was to Zar'.
Now, here the Prophet of Allah said, I was to you, O Aisha, like Abu Zar' to Zar'. Now, all this hadith number 1 is made to underneath the chapter of chatting after night. This is his wife, she's chatting to her husband, and her husband is listening. Okay, she's talking about these 11 women, talking about their husband, the Prophet is listening. After that, he's trying to make a conversation, interact with her. She said, you mentioned, I have been to you, O Aisha, like Abu Zara to Zara. She can't deny this. But now, how to Zara like Abu Zara? Is it in religion? Of course not. This man is not from the Jahiliyyah. It's in terms of being good to her. But not in terms, for example, that Abu Zara, he divorced her. Prophet did not divorce Aisha. So they're not the same. Okay? But in terms of being faithful and being nice to her. And then there is another narration where it says that explain what I just said, that he said, the Prophet, that yes, I'm like Abu Zara I was like Abu Zara to you, O Aisha. I was like Abu Zara to Zara to you, like Aisha. I was to you like Abu Zara was to Zara, but he divorced her, and I'm not going to divorce you. Another narration also has been added that Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, O Messenger of Allah, but you are better than Abu Zara. And another narration, she said, I sacrificed my father and my mother. You are better for me than Abu Zara to Zara. So the Prophet ﷺ, when he was saying to her, that I was like Abu Zara to Zara, to calm her down, he said, I'm not going to divorce you. He divorced her. Because she might think, he's going to divorce me. He's going to be completely like Abu Zara. And she replied to him with a better even, to show him that, no, they're better, but she wanted to show Messenger of Allah, no, you are better than Abu Zara. Subhanallah. This hadith got lots of fawaid. We could reap here some benefits. Number 1, jesting and joking and all this, it might socialize the person. Prophet of Allah is joking with Aisha. Also socializing by talking even after the Isha to your wife, and all of this is very good. And also this hadith tells us that women should be as well loyal to their husband, and the husband should be looking after their wives. And also that if the person going to mention somebody's person's defects, then it is allowed if that person doesn't know who we're talking about. Okay? Who we're talking about. You're not allowed, ya Akhwani, to make ghiba even to somebody who is dead. You're not allowed to make a ghiba to somebody who's non-Muslim. Okay? Not just to a non-Muslim. Not even if he's dead. You're not allowed. But if somebody's not known, no problem about that. And Akhwani, this is as well in the hadith here, that the love sometimes would cover for the mistake. How she loved Abu Zara, so she had overlooked his mistake when he divorced her, and he went with that pomegranate woman. The pomegranate woman. He left her to the pomegranate woman. So she had, because she loved him, and she was faithful to his favors as well, that she overlooked his mistake by divorcing her, going to the woman. Ikhwani, there is another narration which I have read. I don't know if it's going to be here, that Abu Zara himself, he had actually regretted divorcing her. In that story that Aisha she had mentioned, that Abu Zara, he regretted divorcing her. I can't remember where I read it, but I remember reading that he should regret. He will never get like Abu Zara. And Abu Zara is a good man. Well, good man doesn't mean he's perfect. I'll start with the questions of the sisters. Oh, we finished now. And can my sister's brother offspring 3 generations be my mahram? My sister's brothers, I don't understand that. Can my sister's brothers offsprings, sisters, brothers? I don't understand that. She said, my sister's brothers, because the sister's brothers, that's her brothers. So I don't understand the question. Do you understand what I'm saying? My sister's brother's offsprings. So that brother, who is he to the sister? Not, she has to clarify the question. I don't understand it. Okay, so who's that brother you're talking about of the sister? Can you read for me the first one, please, properly? Maybe I missed something.
Give it to the father. Give it back to the sister.
I can explain it. ممكن شنو ممكن
There should have a microphone there to ask as well.
There's no microphone. There's a microphone that will you.
Yeah, wireless. Why not? We're thinking about a project.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's her sister's, it's her brother. Sorry,
Her sister's brother.
Yes, but it's not her brother. It's her sister's brother.
She should say the step brother.
Yeah, that's how some people say it, isn't it?
He's not even understanding what she's saying. No. Anybody question from here, please? Fadal. Huh? Doesn't matter. Fadal.
Sometimes what happens, a person will speak about.
Still. Look. I told you. Yeah, go on. Did you understand, Abu Fatima? Oh, do you?
But the brother's related to her.
You came with no explanation.
The brother's kids. The brother, yeah.
Huh?
The nephews. The nephews. The nephews.
No. Her brother? Is her brother?
It's her brother.
It's nephews.
So why she say sister's brother?
Oh, so she means the children of her sister or her brother, like the nephew.
Or?
ممكن يلا خليها.
She's still confused, yeah, Sheikh. Okay, let me just say to you. Let me just bring it back. I will answer the question. Give me that, Sheikh Ahmed. Give me that. This is English, not Somali here. Right, can my sister, see there's a word here, sister, or, could be, or it's not or, but this is something there, symbol. So, Ikhwani, 3 generations, that means what the generations, that means like offspring of the offspring of the offspring. Your nephew, whether it's from the sister or from the brother, your sister or your own brother, brother, blood sister, or foster brother, foster sister. You know foster brother, foster sister? The brother, the brother, foster means both of you drank from one mother. You drank from his mother, she drank from his mother, or both of you drink from one woman. You both drink from one mother. That's basically your foster brother or foster sister. Their children, regardless how down they go, they are a mahram. Okay? That their children, the sons. But he has to fulfill the following. It's not just the mahram. He has to be an adult. He has to be what? An adult. He has to be sane. He has to be sane. If he's majnoon, insane, it doesn't work. And he has to be a male. 3 conditions. Male, can't be a female. So if these 3 conditions are adult means 15 plus. Or he had wet dream before that. Okay, janaba. And he has to be sane. And he has to be a male. As for Muslim, it doesn't matter. Even if he's a non-Muslim. Okay, so a non-Muslim, as long as he's your nephew, okay, I got a father who's non-Muslim, still he's your mahram. Now, second question. Oh, you got a question? Then you just go, question male and female, yalla.
If a person, like sometimes he speaks about his brother behind his back, he says that, that's a bit of an example.
Hang on. Sister, if you haven't really answered your question, you could get the question again rephrased. Now,
He speaks behind his brother's back, and then he says, don't worry, I'll say it to his face as well. For example, he says, alright, at work he's lazy.
so somebody had criticized somebody in his absence, and then it was said to him, why did you do that? He said,
He says it to this brother talking about someone behind their back. He says, oh, don't worry, I'll say it to his face as well. It's not fever, because I'm going to say it to his face first. People will do that for everything else.
yeah, and he's saying that I'm not going to do any riba because I'm going to say it to him as well. So I said, for example, he's a chatterbox, this guy. Making riba. No, brother, you're a chatterbox. Yeah. Well, the first one was riba. Second one in front of both is not riba. Riba means in his absence. It's not in absence. Now, if he had tolerated that, yeah, if he did not tolerate that, because you know sometimes that if you don't say to the other person straight away when you know that his reaction, that person could say to another person, you know, he's a chatterbox. Who told you? Well, this guy. And it spreads. How are you going to kill this rumor? So be careful. Unless you know from him that he is no problem. Okay? You know that this guy, he doesn't mind about this word. But I had a word that had been said to me and I said, I don't mind. Because it's true and I go ahead and say it. He said to me, crazy driver. I said, oh, no problem. Say it, whatever you like. If you meant by this that I am fast, okay, but if you meant that I am inconsiderate, no. I am very considerate. Now, our Sheikh Al-Albani was very fast. طيب.
Is it permissible to sell a product?
Can we just make this question into your microphone, please?
So is it permissible to sell a product, but only after selling it, you buy the materials needed to make it?
Is it permissible if you sell a product?
But then you using that money, you then buy the materials and then make the product.
I don't understand.
So I make tables.
Yeah, so
Online, I've sold the table already. I think buy this table.
The table like this?
Yeah, wooden table.
Okay, you bought a wooden table and
I sell it online.
But I haven't made it yet.
I haven't made it yet.
you haven't made what?
The table.
It's not made yet.
I make tables by scratch, handmade table.
Is that the question?
correct.
Yes.
And then you buy the wood, for example,
Then I
or
buy the
whatever,
wood.
and then you make it.
You mean you're selling something you haven't got?
Correct. But then you use that money to buy the materials,
Yeah.
then you make it.
But you are a person who make tables.
Correct, yeah.
And you're going to give the description 100%.
Yes.
Yes, no problem. Do you understand that? Because you are known to manufacture this. This is like we call it Bay'u Salam, Bay'u Salaf. Okay, this company used to do it. It's different from Bay' ma la yamlik. Bay' ma la yamlik is that, I'm selling you fish in the market. I haven't seen the fish, Akhi. Where is the fish? Then you're going to go and fish it and give it to me? That's not. But if you're talking about something that you could description, Bay'un ma'loom. So he is ma'loom, know what it is. And also, في حجم معروف, يعني there's the volume of it, the description, because these days they give you the description to the screw. You know that? The screw, they will describe it. That's no problem. Bay'u salaf. The whole thing is, what is not forbidden, is that to sell something that you don't own, because it will create problems. I didn't ask. You asked you for fish, but it's not the fish that you gave me. It's not the fish. I've thought it. So, but if you have got the fish, this is the fish, Akhi. But this is something that you could describe it. Otherwise, nobody would imagine that. I want a machine. That machine costs about 10 million, which is to manufacture cars and do bonnets. You know, these robots cost millions. So this company wants something to manufacture their cars, their Porsches, for example. They go to this company, they're gonna just make it for like that without money? No. Upfront payment, Akhi. This is what we're gonna give you. This is the design. They haven't got it yet. This is the design. Give us the money and we will do it for you. Okay?
Okay.
So this is called Bay'u Salam or Bay'u Salaf. No problem. second, third, second. Is it allowed to have a male comb?
Is it allowed to have a male come to fix something in my home if I'm a single woman living alone?
No, it's not allowed for a male to come to you if you are on your own in the house. But you could have another woman, no problem. It doesn't have to have a man, as long as it's not on your own. So if you had another woman, another nephew, for example, or another niece, even two women, no problem. Okay, as long as the other one is an adult and sane. Adult and sane. Doesn't matter male or female. And he's of course mahram to you. Or if she's a woman, she's not mahram to you. No problem. Your friend. And the male comes in. No problem. Now. Right, so there's another as well. If it is two trustworthy males, no problem. Look at that. So the whole thing is not allowed, is al-khalwa. Man and a woman is own. So if it's two men, trustworthy, and a woman, no problem, inshallah. Trustworthy. Because they are trustworthy, there's no khalwa. And then nobody can have the sort of the shaitan playing to go on, because there's another man here watching him. And trustworthy. Now, further.
Sure. Is it permissible to rent, for example, a property to kuffar, and for example they have practices like in their room they may put like good luck charm, but as a Muslim, you know we don't do amulets and charms and stuff like that, but they renting from you and they have these things because it's from their religion or their culture. What is the stance of a Muslim to state to these people you're renting to?
So I'm renting a person who's a Christian. Don't you think the Christian is gonna abide by halal and all of that? So that's the question. So can I rent my place to a person, a non-Muslim? If that person is not gonna be taking my place to turn it into a, for example, alcoholic or prostitution place and all of that, I'm allowed. Because he's a person, he's been taken the house as to live in the house. But I can't be overlooking him what he's going to be doing. As long as in my contract is taken in the house, he's not going to turn into a nightclub, no to a selling alcohol shop, or to a, do you understand me? Okay, and he's a non-Muslim, but he is decent, and he's not a criminal. He's not a person who is known to be a fornicator, a husband and a wife. Okay, no problem. Now, further.
If you brought up a stepson from an early age, got married, his wife is not mahram to the stepfather, right? But if he has a daughter.
So let's just explain the scenario here. So you have
A stepson.
Stepson. You know, this is stepson means the son of your wife. Not from you, from somebody else. It's called a stepson. Okay, so the stepson got married.
So the wife is not a mahram to the stepfather.
No, it's not. So let's say that your stepson, for example, his wife is, you're not a mahram for her.
Is his daughter mahram to him?
The daughter of the stepson, the daughter of the stepson.
Is she mahram to the stepfather?
So the daughter of the stepson, is she mahram to her? Because he is not allowed to, let's say she's a woman, then he's not allowed al-Rabiba, bint al-Rabiba. Okay. This needs a revision. I think it is, but I need to revise this. If Ahmed can just remind me, well, Ahmed maybe I have to make sure that it is. Huh?
I need to think about it.
Yeah. And I got it into my book and I explained it in one of my lectures. Bint al-Rabiba. Bint al-Rabib or Bint al-Rabiba. Yeah. Now, can you just ask for me Sheikh AI, please? Google. Ahmed, ask Sheikh AI and tell me when he came out, the Bint al-Rabiba or Ibn al-Rabib. Sorry, Bint al-Rabiba or Bint al-Rabib. Rabiba or Rabib? Say this. No. Fadal.
When a Muslim does ghiba on another Muslim, the punishment is that
Hang on a sec. I think, from my mind, it's not a mahram. I think. Father.
When a Muslim does qiba on another Muslim,
Yes.
Yawm al-Qiyamah, his punishment is that the Muslim takes his good rewards or he takes the...
First thing, he's going to take reward from him. If he hasn't got, he will drop his sins on him. Yeah.
So you also mentioned that the Muslim can't do qiba on a non-Muslim. What would that punishment be?
Still the same. That guy, he'll take from your hasanat. You could say to him, you're going to go to hell. What do you need from my hasanat? I'll take from your hasanat. Yeah, you go to hell. What do you take my hasanat? Well, I want to, let's eat in the fire. He will take it. Before he drops in the fire, he will take your hasanat. No, not just anything that you did wrong to him, dhulm or anything like this.
Lots of people say there's no ghibah on the kuffar. Is this sahih?
Who said that? How can you embrace a religion who does not respect other people? How can you?
Because Allah says, أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا.
Doesn't matter. This doesn't mean that this is the most prohibited is the believer flesh, but it doesn't mean other flesh is allowed for you. Okay? So am I allowed to say for a woman, she's a fornicator? Are you allowed to do that? Come on. This woman, she's a fornicator, prostitute. Is that allowed that? Oh, come on. Common sense.
Is it permissible for charity organization, let's say masjid, to raise money to build a business to sustain itself? Is it permissible?
Charity organization too?
Yeah, for example, let's say a masjid, to raise money.
Charity organization, she's a masjid charity organization.
Yeah, let's say.
Yes.
To raise money to establish a business to sustain itself.
No problem. It's according to the charity law. Talking about Islamically or non-Islamically? Non-Islamically is according to the charity law. Islamically, al-Muslimuna inda shurutihim. No problem. So if this masjid now had wanted now something to run because they've got imam, they've got lots of things. So they asked the people to pledge money for that project. No problem. Very good. So the people, they know they are now building something to support the masjid. 100%. How are you going to expect the masjid going to be begging all the time on his life? So they have, for example, a rented school or a rented house, rented flats. You could pay for them. That's how the masajid which are successful would do such a thing. They will not depend upon begging all the time. So when they have this, that's better than begging. So I don't know where is the haram in your mind for this.
No, one brother said that to me. He said from fiqh, but I didn't understand. That's what I'm asking.
He doesn't understand that as long as the people know what they're paying for, is no problem. Okay? So they're paying for expanding the masjid. They're paying for making a business to spend onto the masjid. No problem. But if it's, I'm paying for example, the masjid itself. I am paying. You're not allowed to take my money to go and build business outside the masjid. Because I paid it in that sense, and you took it in that masjid. Do you understand me? But if the masjid has said to the people, please donate for other charity, alhamdulillah, that's very good. If the investment makes the masjid as well to prosper. This is good for the community. Later on they would start using this rent to expand, to fix toilets, make them better toilets. Now, Fadal.
If I act without knowledge, but I got what I acted for, I act without knowledge, but what I acted upon falls under the sunnah.
Allah, I don't understand the question as well.
So I act without knowledge, for example.
I acted the knowledge?
Without knowledge.
I acted without knowledge.
Now, but the result of what I did here fell under the sunnah. Am I going to be rewarded?
Okay, so let's say, for example, that you wanted to have something to eat. No. You don't know if it's halal or haram. No. I'm going to judge it's halal. So I took it, alhamdulillah, it became halal. You sinned.
You sinned.
You are sinned, of course. You're not rewarded. You're sinned. Why? Because you can't eat something which you are in doubt of. Cannot, because you think it's haram. So I just say, well, I'll just eat it, khalas, and then if it's haram, Allah will forgive me. If it's halal, it's okay. And worse than that, you make a fatwa. You say, well, I'll give you this fatwa. When they will test if it's correct or not. How can you give a fatwa like that? You have to know the knowledge for that. So you have to have the knowledge in doing something, acting something, giving fatwa something. So even if you hit the top, what you're saying, they hit the nail, that was correct. It doesn't exempt you from the sin of acted upon ignorance. Unless you had no choice. There's no choice, and I need to do this. And I had nobody to ask him. I need to do that. Allah Azza wa Jalla, no. There's exceptions here. طيب وسبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك جزاكم الله خيرا وبارك الله فيك. Oh, there's a third question here. Read it for me, please. It's just one good.
As a single woman, is it permissible to go to Umrah or Hajj with a group?
You're not allowed to go except with a mahram, sister. Forget about this group, and the Shafi'i madhab in this case is wrong. Do not follow it. Wait until you have a mahram.